Welcome to Shawnee Grows. Tonight we are talking about cut flower seed haul. I have in front of me seed packets and seed bins and a book and some notes. And we're going to look at these flowers so I can get organized for 2025 because I would like to grow some bouquets. If I sell them, great. Otherwise, all the flowers are for me. Let's see who's in the chat on this Friday evening. I saw that Diva in the Dirt, Maureen Washington, was here and was talking about the company, Botanical Interests. There should be a link in the description to them. Epic Gardening is who bought them, and he actually is offering his own seeds now as well. So when you go on the website, you'll see Botanical Interests and you'll see Epic Gardening packaging. Raspberry Rock, Off-Grid Cabin. Russell is here for some reason. Storms, Radios, and Cats. Hello, good to see you. This says greetings from Venezuela. Venezuela? Sorry if I said that wrong. Good to see you. I met you the other day. Welcome in. South Florida Sunshine is here to direct traffic to us because she will not be going live tonight. And I was setting up my plants, Russell, like Carol said. And we have Food Forest Permaculture. Greetings to my random pop-up cut flower seed organization situation. Miss Sharon, you found me. Hey, good eye on catching the notifications. Thank you for being here. Go ahead and check out Raspberry Rock's links he shares and tell me what you think of them, chat. Yes, good evening. How's your weather? What's on your minds in the gardening world? Okay, so when you're talking about a cut flower farm, I do not have experience with one at all, but I have a dream, right? I have a book. This is called Field Guide to Specialty Cut Flowers, a Grower's Manual by Dr. Alan M. Armitage and with Kelly Garcia. It has photos from a few different gardeners, flower farmers. What it does is it tells you the flower and the picture, and then it gives you references and selections and propagation and planting and just like how to grow it. So there's a link in the description for that book. That's kind of what I'm going to go by this year if I have a question. Now, yes, I can go to the internet, but I thought having a book would help. I did. I outed you. Dave Knight, what's up? How's it going? Do you grow flowers, Dave, for bouquets or just for beneficial pollinators? Okay, when you're talking about cut flowers, you have categories. You have focal and then you have filler. So part of my point tonight, hopefully, is to go through my seed packets and put them in different piles. So I brought Post-it notes and a pen, didn't forget, to kind of separate them. And I'm also going to read the packet to look for perennials for my area. And I have a list next to me that kind of helps me. The other thing we have to look at is when do we put the seeds in the ground? So some of these are going to need some kind of cold stratification, and I have cold weather. So it could be 4 weeks before my frost and last frost. It could be 8 weeks. It could be 10 weeks. It could be don't put this thing out until the frost is clear. So I'm going to try and read that as we go and separate things, but I can't guarantee that I'm going to get that done. We're just kind of looking at them. Yes. Oh, did you click on the link? Okay, yes, thank you for sharing. I'm so sorry you can't go live tonight. Okay, let's look at Aster. This is a Benaries Princess Bright Red. Aster is in the category of filler, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. You can start indoors and set it out after frost. This is the hard part if I'm going to sit and read this tiny print on the live or organize it later. I wrote a note on here that it's 4 weeks before frost because this is a seed from last year that I didn't even open, it says. So then I have to decide if I'm going to actually do that or not. This is straw flower, king size silvery rose. Straw flower would be a filler. Oh, that's right. I need to make my sticky notes. This says it's a perennial. Does this tell me what zone? There's information on the packet on the back, and there's information inside the packet. It says tender, so grown as an annual for me. I need to make my sticky notes because I'm already failing at that part. Heaven's Fire is here. Oh, good to know about the refreshing. Thank you. And it didn't auto start for you either? Okay. Sorry. So Diva in the Dirt will not be live tomorrow night. It will be Shawnee. If you're still here, Carol. I'm going live tomorrow to talk about brainstorming and planting in the garden. And I have a special announcement. Hold on. Technical difficulties. Have to make sure we're clear in the house when you live with other people. No, Diva in the Dirt is not going live tomorrow. I will be live to talk about planting in the garden, brainstorming, getting your year figured out. And there is a special announcement tomorrow night as well. So subscribe so you know when I'm going live and to get the notification. Heaven's Fire 18. Hello, good to see you. Do you grow cut flowers in your Minnesota garden? Dave Knight says just wildflowers, lots of flowers grown here in commercial greenhouse. I go dumpster diving when they though out the plants in June. Oh, to like get ones to plant and put out. Sneaky. So let me write my filler note and focal note. So when I'm putting the seeds down, I can have them sorted. Filler, focal. So I do have some perennials that would be considered a focal, which would be lilies. I have daylilies for sure. Okay. Salvia, Blue Victory. Let's see. I'm looking at my notes. This feels like it'd be a filler. What do I say about it? It says it's a perennial in zones 8 through 10. Well, that's not me. Yeah, right? I don't have a button for that. It's just a bummer that it does that to you. Heaven's Fire 18. I have tulips. Yeah, tulips. Tulips that come up every year. I haven't planted many flowers. I have lots of tulips. I love tulips. I planted a bunch in the fall again in different places on the garden away from home property. As far as other bulbs that I've planted in the fall for a spring bloom, I planted daffodils, which is also called narcissus, and then crocus, snowdrops, hyacinth, and they will look magnificent in the spring. Here we have phlox, cherry caramel. This would be a filler. So there's different things to consider when you're making a bouquet and like your price point, price per stem. Your focal flower is going to be priced higher per stem, so probably less in the bouquet, and then your filler is a cheaper, maybe it's something that produces as a cut and come again, maybe it's something that's super easy to grow and grows wild. Gee, Mama grows hard in the garden. Welcome to our cut flower seed show. Good to see you. How's your weather? This is called Larkspur, Shades of Blue. Pretty sure this one was complicated to grow. It says deer resistant, caution, all parts of this plant are toxic if ingested. When to sow outside, recommended 4 to 6 weeks before your average last frost. So I will look at the calendar to figure out when I should put them in a spot that will not be disturbed so I can keep track of them. This is Gumfrina. So it's good in a bouquet to have different types of flowers. We have spikes, we have balls, we have big, large petals, we have colors, and there is a method to the madness. There's recipes and guidelines and color palettes to follow, or you just run wild, however you want. Sow outside 2 to 4 weeks after your last frost. Otherwise, you start them inside and transplant them. Perennial? No. Grown as an annual. Yes. All the flowers. They'll be pretty if I can get them to grow and produce a flower. uh, oh, I don't know if this is a video I made. Watch Danger with Raspberry Rocks links. Probably will add other flowers as well because a green yard is boring. Yeah. It's fun too when things reseed themselves. So this is feverfew. Perennial in zones 5 to 8, deer resistant. I'm not sure if this is the one, like with the Latin name, if it's the one that can be used medicinally, but it's something that adds that little flower, little shaped flower. Delphinium is this next one. Pacific Giant Blend is what we have here. It says perennial. Let's see if it tells me. Ooh, zones 3 to 7. I feel like I should put this in a separate pile. I need to make a perennial note. So these are like a spike, right? Snapdragons are like a spike. Snapdragons are considered a focal. I really struggle with growing snapdragons. What am I writing? Perennial. So I'll probably buy them already started. Was there anything else perennial for me that I just read? I think the review was. There we go. Separate piles. Billy Lily, hello. All around the world, morning, afternoon, evening. Good to see you for our cut flower seed haul. We're trying to get them organized. I am not a professional flower farmer, and I just want to grow some bouquets for myself. But if I get the chance to sell some in the community, that would be pretty cool. Yes, I appreciate you stopping and saying hi, Heavens Fire 18. Diva in the Dirt says, woo, I'm here. I'm just gonna put Cleo back into my room. All right, so that's Cleo the chicken is still in I don't know, are we calling it hospital when she's sick? She's sick. Your favorite flowers I showed? Yes, good to see you. Tammy Harder, how's it going? How's your weather? Looking at cut flowers. Delphiniums are not easy to grow. Oh no. Yeah, a lot of flower farmers, they have specific lists of ones that they just order them as plugs. So it's like a little baby plant. Because like the time it takes. Either the seed is really small or it's hard to germinate or it takes 6 weeks to germinate. Who has time to do all that? I don't plan on making any money with these. But if I can, this is a test, right? So if I can get good at this, then I could offer bouquets. Maybe I could have a roadside stand. Your favorite flower is all purpose, Russell. Are you going to grow that? Dusty Miller. Silver dust. I have one in my kitchen because I just couldn't let it die. It was so pretty. And it was very hard to grow. So I'm hoping to get, this is a perennial in zones 7 to 10. I'm hoping to get a good amount of these because they would really make a bouquet pretty. Somebody's in there with it. Fox at Outdoors. Welcome to the cut flower seed haul from not a professional at all. We're just gonna try it this year and stick them around somewhere. I don't have a plan yet actually of where these are going in the ground. I'd like to plant them in blocks. And the other thing with flower farmers with colors of flowers, they plant single colors in blocks. Where I have mixes. Mixes aren't advised for flower farmers because it's hard to just go pick a bucket of a color to work with your recipe. So we'll see how it goes. Duncan 1900 Homestead, welcome to the Friday evening of the cut flower seed haul. Dusty Miller is very pretty. It's also a moon garden piece. It's Foxit, yes. Easier. Everyone's saying hi. Okay. I have to find that comment. There we go. Did I Celosia? This is a spiky celosia because there's the other kind too. This is called flamingo. This needs full sun. You can sow it outside 2 weeks after your average last frost when the soil is at least 60 degrees. Like I said earlier, it's good to have different shapes of flowers. Your spikes, your balls, your large petals, your smaller petals. You have focals and fillers. It's good to have perennials to work with so you're not seeding every year if this is a business. So like here's another celosia, which is also called coxcomb, I'm pretty sure. But look at the difference. This is called chief red flame. And then this one, I'm almost positive I heard that it makes a good dried flower too. So that is a crazy texture, right? This is status, a good filler flower. This one's called cotton candy blend. Deer resistant, perennial in zones 8 through 10. I'm putting it in that filler pile. So far, all I have is fillers and 2 perennials. We'll talk about the actual focal list here in a minute. This one is Yarrow Colorado blend. Now there is a type of yarrow. I don't know the Latin name, but there's one that's medicinal. I don't think it's this one. Perennial zones 2 to 9. So that goes on the perennial side because that means I'm going to put it somewhere that I know the ground isn't going to get messed up. Well, the replays are available forever. Diva says, make sure you all click the like button. Let's support this fabulous grower. Appreciate that. Go treat your chicken and put her to bed. Hey, Marine, did you treat your chicken yet? You should put her to bed. Storm says, we miss having in our chat, Marine, Diva. Foxit says, very curious of you, courteous of you to Russell. Russell says, I'm applying for sainthood. Silly Lily, I've been planting a moon garden. Ooh, I was going to go all white. However, I think I'll go with white plants that have a hint of other colors for daytime interest. Yes. There is a whole list of things that you can put in a moon garden. I know that South Florida Sunshine has a live stream that talked about moon gardens. And it is something that in the future, if we wanted to talk more about themes, we could go over here as well. I don't have it in the books to talk about yet, but we can add it if the chat is interested. G Mama says yarrow is pretty too. I planted yarrow as an already started plant in another area called the butterfly garden. I'm really hoping it comes back. It's supposed to come back in my zone 4B 5A. Foxit Outdoors says, I believe it's the yellow yarrow that can be used for medicinal purposes. I thought it was white. No, she says. Diva in the dirt. Storms, radios, and cats. Barry says, oh yeah, and nasturtiums. I have to grow those tasty, pretty flowers. Edibles are good. G Mama says it's the white yarrow that's allegedly medicinal. Yeah, I don't have the Latin name. I recommend you don't name your chickens, but if you really feel the need, then go with names like barbecue, fried honey, garlic, drumstick. You can get really creative with chicken names. I can't remember any of them right now, but this is amaranth called hot biscuits. Now there's different types of amaranth that will droop, creates a flower and droops and hangs. There's spikes is what I would call this. It can be grown so it reaches maturity, produces a seed, and you harvest the seed as an ancient grain. My purpose here is to use it as, I'm trying to figure out if it's, it says it's filler. Okay. And then it says when to sow outside. Recommended 1 to 2 weeks after your frost when the temperature is 65 to 75. And if you're going to start it inside, you would be transplanting it. I'm looking for ones that you have to cold stratify. That's what I'm going to put outside. I kind of don't want to start any flowers indoors, to be honest with you. I just want to direct sow them. Because this isn't my business. I'm not dependent on selling these flowers. Zinnias are a focal and they are a cut and come again. And I like the Benaries giant. Now this one doesn't say Benaries on it, but it has giant on it. So it's going to produce a flower head versus a flower head. And I like having all the colors of the rainbow for the zinnias. to make rainbow bouquets, because that's kind of a goal I have. When we're talking about seasons, you have your spring, summer, fall, and each one of those seasons is going to have a different color palette. So like spring would be yellow, white, pink, coral, rainbow bouquets as well. And then summer, you could get themey, like you could do a red, white, and blue. You could do orange, fuchsia, lime, and then your fall, I think everyone could make a fall bouquet pretty well. Your purple with yellow, orange, dark red, burgundy, brown, all the fall colors. So when you're thinking about your season, think about what's coming in bloom for the color palettes for the bouquets you want in each season. There's also strategies like for snapdragons, you can plant one that blooms in the spring and at that same time plant one that's going to bloom in the summer. So it's like you have a succession planting, but it's just that it opens at a different time. And then as well as with sunflowers, they succession plant them every 2 weeks from a certain month to a certain month. I don't have timing figured out for that because not a flower farmer, but we can put that in our focal pile. So here's another zinnia that's called key lime pie. So this is a white and green. That amaranth was hot biscuits. We'll see what it looks like in real life, right? And then zinnias were like my first gateway flower because they don't care about you. Like they don't need good dirt, they don't need good watering. You just follow it down to where it splits to grow another 2 flowers, and that's where you cut it, and then it's gonna grow 2 more flowers. It's a very good beginner. Like I was talking to, was it Diva? Yeah, I think it was Diva in the Dirt. We did an interview on Get to Know Shawnee Grows, and one of my recommendations for beginners had that flower in it. And you can check out that interview on her channel in live streams. Maureen says, I love zinnias and they are super pollinators and go right to the frost. Yes, the frost will take them out. Storms. Barry says, yeah, I have a newish packet of zinnias. I believe they're multicolor. There might be the smaller ones. I have more zinnias, but I don't know if I have any small ones. No, probably not, because, giant is the way to go. Not a flower farmer yet. Fox at Outdoors says those seed packets seem to be on the steep side of pricing. I do hope that you get an abundance of seeds in each pack. Though truthfully, you really only need one seed many to germinate and produce seeds. Wonderful fact that you're bringing up. So this company I'm mostly showing all of it. There's one that wasn't. All of it is from Botanical Interests. There is a link in the description to them. Now Epic Gardening purchased them and he actually released his own set of seeds as well, his own packaging. And so that's on the same website. And so for example, this one was $2.69 for 1 gram of seeds. Now I'm not opening it. But the other part of this message about you just need one flower to then mature and make a seed head, and then you gather all of them, and then you have enough for next year. Now I do that to more than one. So once you get to the end of the season, instead of cutting and coming again, you'll just let that thing mature. And now this is a bigger packet, so this is $6.49 for 2 grams. Now the other reason I like these, oh, that just jumped off when I hit the enter button. Okay. This is a California Giant blend, and this is showing a purple, pink, orange, red, white. Now the risk I feel with this is how many purple am I going to get? How many white? How many red? How many? This is where we go back to that conversation of flower farmers usually have a code to buy wholesale, first of all, and they buy in single colors. They don't buy in blends. Not a flower farmer, if I didn't say that already. Good night. Food forest permaculture. Yes, replay is good. Team replay. Awesome topic of growing flowers. I'm even going to show what I want to throw into my food forests and see if they will perennialize and self-seed themselves. I have a whole stack of them. I'm just going to toss in some dirt and let them ride. Duncan says, if you grow a veggie garden, you should grow flowers alongside the veggies. Yes, it is something that we will talk about tomorrow night for sure when we talk about planting our garden right here on Shawnee Grows. So subscribe for the notification. We're going to talk about companion plantings. So flowers can be grown to keep pests away and to keep beneficial pollinators coming in to eat pests that are there. And we're going to talk about some examples and lists and why tomorrow night. Yeah, gateway seeds, definitely. I would say zinnias, sunflowers are my gateway seeds. Now, I like chamomile, but I don't recommend growing it from seed yet. I think I just had it in the wrong spot. But chamomile is amazing. All seeds are gateway seeds. Yes, not a flower farmer yet. I have an idea. So there's this, okay, sidebar. There's a bread place opening. And so if I can get um some flowers to grow and make a bouquet, my plan is to like take a bucket of bouquets down there and go, hey, this is free. See if people react to it in your shop, and then come back and be like, hey, so what did your customers think of the flowers? And then be like, hey, can I like bring a display down once a week and you collect the sales and we make a dealio here with, splitting the, you know what I'm saying? We'll see. Nice blend. You never know. It's like a box of chocolates. Yeah, like what you're gonna get. Because I have another. Did I show both the blends? Oh, they're the same packet. One says California, one says Benary, but they're like the same colors. So it'll be interesting to see if the flower heads are different sizes. Not that I'm gonna label and keep track. Actually, I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, you never know what you're gonna get. Richard, good to see you. Welcome to the Cut Flower Seed Haul pop-up live this Friday. You're having a good morning with the beautiful sunrise. Fantastic. Sunflowers. Okay, here we go, Barry. This is a mammoth. So this one is not for the bouquets. This is for me to have giant sunflowers that produce seeds. A lot of flower farmers, when they grow a sunflower, so this would be a focal. This is like a main stem in your bouquet. A lot of flower farmers, when they grow a sunflower, they want the ones that don't have pollen. So when the bouquet is at your table, it's not dropping pollen all over. I can't think of the Pro-cut sunflowers, and then there's a guy that has bred his own sunflowers, and I don't think his name's Steve, but it might be Steve. He's pretty famous. The gateway seeds turned into dog plants. So dog plants are something that I keep getting begged to experiment with, but I don't think so. Not right now. Wild chamomile, you're so lucky. Well, wait, is it the same, like you can use it for tea? Or is it toxic? Scott, how's it going? How's your weather? Hello there. Seeds are addictive. I can't buy just one pack. Shop the sales, everybody. Save your own seeds. But yes, it's fun. Mammoth sunflowers, does it say 12 inches across, 1 foot? It's supposed to make a 1 foot flower head. And then edible gray striped seeds. It will invite birds. So if you're terrified of birds, don't be planting sunflowers. Here's another one. We have vanilla ice. So this is a lighter toned sunflower. The other thing I see flower farmers growing for sunflowers is single stems. A lot of the times, I'm trying to think of the names. American Beauty, I think, is one of them. It'll shoot many stems off of the main one. And when I see fields for like Pro-cut, it's a single stem sunflower. This one is called Heirloom Beauties. So these are your darker shades for a fall bouquet. So then I would need to time it so these are in bloom in fall. So it's not all about planting as soon as your ground's ready. It's about the timing of when you want that bloom open, because you don't actually have them blown out when you cut them for the bouquet. A good flower farmer won't see flowers open in their field because they'll be picked and bought and sold before they get to that stage. And some flowers, like with tulips, you can put them in a cooler and it won't open right away. It buys you a couple days. And then daffodils, when you cut the stem off the plant, that daffodil has a toxic sap. And so you have to keep it in its own bucket of water and let that sap ooze out and then change the water before you can add it to a bouquet. Because if you cut a daffodil and put it with a bouquet of flowers fresh off like that, it'll kill the rest of the things it's sharing a space with. And then we have a florist's sunny bouquet. So this looks like it has a teddy bear sunflower in it. Let's see if it tells me. Apricot twist, lemon sorbet, moonshadow, peach passion, starburst, Stella Gold, pro cut orange. The one that I think looks like a teddy bear is this one. I think there's a sunflower called teddy bear. There's ones that are dwarf as well. If you have a space that can't have giant flowers, get a teddy bear or a dwarf sunflower. So again, those are focal. Mass sunflowers around the pond. It's fun to have the sunflower in your yard. One, because of birds. I like watching birds, but two, because it follows the sun. They move with it, and it's just magical. Don't know, so I buy my chamomile just to be safe. Yeah, you got to be cautious, definitely, when you're foraging and wild harvesting and eating things, because we're talking about the chamomile. It's Russell says to Cliff, it's the first good idea he's had. Ice, ice, baby, nice, says Silly Lily. Fox at Outdoors says, I've had many good ideas. They just don't always agree with you, Russell. Scott says, Russell, is your water tank working? Did you watch today's video, Scott? Russell says, what water tank? Marit says, yarn and crafts. Hola! How's it going? We just got done looking at focal and filler and perennial cut flowers that I want to grow in the garden. I have a book guide that's going to help me called Specially Cut Flowers, a grower's manual with pictures and grow guides. There is a link in the description to this book and the company of where I bought these seeds. So now we discussed colors, and now I'm going to quickly read the focal and filler list that I wrote in my farm notes because yes, it might be a dream of mine, and I wrote this probably 2 years ago now, I think. So for focal, we have ranunculus, sunflowers, zinnia, rudbeckia, gladiolas, which I do plant every year, bachelor button. I don't know why that's listed under focal. I wouldn't consider that a focal, but this is what I wrote in these notes at once upon a time. And then tulips, I highly agree with. I get mine from it's in Wisconsin, and the name has left me. Anybody out there? You know what I'm talking about? It'll start with an H. It'll come to me. Snapdragons are considered a focal. Dahlias are considered a focal, but bugs love eating them and they're finicky. And that's probably why I don't have it wrote on here, because I was like, I'm not growing that. I really want to plant ranunculus. It's something that I've seen people have in their spring bouquets. I haven't gotten any corms. It's a corm instead of a bulb. It's a little goofy looking. And I had saved some in a fridge and planted them out last year, and it went terribly wrong for many reasons. But I bought them on like 75% off. I had to try it. But I bet you I could get ranunculus from Holland. Holland Bulbs Farms, something like that. In Wisconsin, they have the best bulb selection. They have the best deals. You could be on there for hours looking at packages, and it's the best website. You get on their email list, and then every month you have an opportunity at very highly priced discounted bulbs shipped right to your door. Fillers, we have amaranth, basil, so cinnamon or dark opal with basil. You can let it grow, have the flower produce, and then that's another filler. Plus it has a scent to it. Grass like miscanthus grass adds texture and height to your bouquet. Seed pods from cress or mustard or radish. Radish is a really easy one to get a seed pod on. Raspberry canes, leaves that are thornless, people have used in bouquets. And tree branches. What is it? Is it apple tree? I think I've seen. Gomphrena, mahogany splendor, love in a mist, nigella is the name that you might recognize. Red shisho, red shiso herb. That must be a leaf. Status. Florist Blue Boy Centuria. Helipatrium, Dusty Miller. So yeah, some of these I don't have purchased. And then perennials for my area, I wrote bee balm, salvia, polymorpha, poppies for the seed heads. Yeah, they make another seed head. Don't use them for the flower. They're too delicate. And then phlox and yarrow are the perennials I have wrote that I should get established. And you should always grow more filler, I think, than focal. And you have to have the timing down. You got to be able to have filler in spring, summer, and fall bouquets. Some flowers, like I said earlier, you have to pick them before they even open. That's the best time for vase life. The other thing is the wiggle test. So like for a zinnia, if we have the stem and you wiggle it and it flops, it's not ready. But if you take the stem and you wiggle it and it stays strong, that zinnia is ready to pick. And there's all kinds of weird tricks for every single flower, just like vegetables. It gets complicated. So maybe this guide will help me. You know, it talks about spacing, pinching, support, fertility, succession planting, pH. I do not measure pH. Anne's place is here. Oh, good to see you, my dear. Hollyhocks. So I have a video coming out on Sunday, guys. And it's talking about my 2025 Garden Away from Home goals. And in there's a place called My Rain Garden, and there are hollyhocks going in there. Did I miss something here? The one you installed on your channel. Russell says I didn't install anything on my channel. You're crazy. Scott says whatever. Hey, this is a no drama live. Drama. I planted chamomile, but not sure where they are going to grow. I thought the carrot seed were fine, but the chamomile it's like dust. Yes. So I may have chamomile growing all over. That's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I should put the chamomile harvester in the chat or in the description. I don't think I did. It's like a blueberry picker. So you would just like mow it with this clawy hand thing and it puts the seed in the container right here. The flower heads, I mean. Because you got to have chamomile tea. It's the best. Have you ever planted mint seeds? Cliff says to Richard, grains of sand. Mint spreads, put it in a pot unless you want it everywhere. Lemon balm is also in the mint family. I'm going to go through a whole nother pile of seeds here in a little bit for what I want to establish in my food forests. And the plants are out, Anne. Bee balm is good for pollinators. And I'm hoping I can get it to grow because you can plant the seed, but it doesn't always grow and survive. Something could eat it. Hot dog seeds. Anne's place is half asleep. That's okay. Should I talk quieter? Welcome, Anne. Silly Lily's like, I'm half asleep. It's 8:30. She's on her way to bed. Have some tea. All right, let's get some containers open here. This is not organized. This is going to be a fun mess. So I know that these are companion plants, marigolds and calendulas. So these you sprinkle in with your vegetable garden. Calendula is good for taking the flower and infusing it in an oil, drying the flower and then infusing it in an oil, using the oil for salves, lotions. It's also something that you can feed to your chickens and it'll make their yolk more yellow. Marigolds are a good smelly flower to keep pests away. My kids like to take them and color on themselves in paper and stuff because they leave that yellow color. So they stink. Marigolds stink if you're not into that. I woke up because the wood burner stopped burning. Uh-oh. Does that mean you're cold? Or does it beep? It's cold. Okay, you answered. Silly Lily says, thanks for the tip on daffodils, changing the water before adding them to other flowers. Not that I can keep them in my garden. Pocket gophers eat the bulbs? No. I'm so sorry. My other problem is I don't have enough planted. Like, I want to see them outside. So, like, I need to plant double so I can harvest some and look at them inside and still have flowers outside, right? pH is important if you want to be like that. So with indoor growing, pH is very important. You should have the pen that tests your pH. As far as growing outside, I like to go by feeding the soil food web, which we're going to discuss tomorrow in my live stream. And I like to let the plants tell me what they need. I am not a fan of testing soil because I have so many different areas that I would have to test and getting all scientific with it at all. I do not enjoy that. But you do you. Fox it outdoors. I know this isn't really standard a cut flower. However, basil, when it flowers, pulls in pollinators like crazy. I get so many in my greenhouse before the spring thaw. Correct. It is used in the kitchen. It is used for pollinators. It is in the list of like fillers as well as kale, purple kale, Tuscan kale, cinnamon basil. You can have crimson clover. I have a note that says carrots for flowers as well. Parsley makes a flower. Those are biennials, carrots and parsley, onions. Very good tip. Tammy Harder, it took me 2 years trying to get my bee balm, but now it's established. I bought it from the store, died, but a local lady shared with me and I got it going. So it was a start. It was a rooted plant. Bee balm, not one I know, but I want to plant anything. We'll get the bees back. Silly Lily, I have to get me some of those bulb baskets. Oh, I should have brought mine up. I have a crate, bulb crate. Yeah, that would help. That would be your trick, actually. Chocolate basil is nice. So these, I don't know what we're doing with these. So here's chamomile. I don't know where it's going to go. It's going to go somewhere. Stock. Maybe like that. Do I put this in the filler flower pile? See, I'm trying to sort it by, is it going in the food forest or is it going in the undesignated, I don't know where, cut flower garden. And this one, what are these instructions? Sowing them indoors 6 to 8 weeks before last frost or directly outdoors in the spring. Lightly cover seeds and keep them moist. So the other thing you have to think about with seeds is, do they need light to germinate? Some seeds need light to germinate, so that would be a surface sow. You don't want to cover them up with dirt because then they're in the dark and they will never germinate for you. Feverfew, we saw this earlier. Anise, I think this is on my list to grow with the tomatoes. If you want to find out more about that, tomorrow's live is going to talk about that. Black cumin. Nigella sativa is that name. Black cumin. That's probably going in the food forest. Horehound is another medicinal herb. We would like to do in the food forest. Out after frost is my note I wrote on the bottom. And then Chervil, I don't know what that is. Some kind of green. Why do I have that? I don't know. Next box. Yeah, it was a rooted plant. Right on. I'm worried that I think I have seeds and I don't know. Maybe it takes 2 years before it even is going to make me a plant. Ant's Place saw an image on Google. Lovely flower. Stinging nettle is wonderful for women. I make a tea out of it. I do not have any growing at the property because it's not my property. I garden away from home and I'm not sure the property owner is going to be okay with this because this is going to spread unless it's in a container. So I have to figure that out. This is catnip, which I've never grown before. It is a green that you can use in tea, but it makes you sleepy. So it's not something you should drink in the morning. And then, Cats. Common plantain is wild here. I don't necessarily need to plant this, but if I wanted to put it in an area that I knew I could keep safe from contamination, plantain is very useful. You can use the leaves infused in an oil and make a cream or a salve with it. When you're out and about, it's nature's tissue. It helps clean up cuts. And then purslane is growing wild here, so I don't necessarily need to plant this. Again, same situation. If you wanted to have it somewhere that you knew wasn't going to get contaminated, keep it safe for harvesting to make things out of. Destiny Fitzgerald, hello. Happy to see you. Would love to grow a blue Himalayan poppy. Man, blue flowers are rare, right? But alas, it has eluded me even with the seed stratification. We'll try again. Hello. So it needs chill hours. That's cold stratification. I'm going to get my seeds that need that out instead of tricking them. Like you can put a dirt in a container and put the seed in it and put it in your fridge or freezer for the amount of time it says you're supposed to cold stratify it and trick it. I just want to use nature. I don't want to make it complicated. The silly lily stinging nettle is the one plant you want for nutritional value. It's a good one. Yeah. Can you eat plantain raw? Well, I don't want to say something and be wrong. Like a plantain salad. And there's different types of plantain. Get a book and words are leaving my brain. Diagnose that? That's not the word. Identify? Identify it. That didn't spell right. Plantain raw. Anybody in the chat answer this already? No, that's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about, internet. Again, when you eat things from your land, you need to make sure, or I mean, wash it really good. Like animals aren't peeing there. Okay, young leaves of wild plantain can be eaten raw in salads, just like dandelion greens. When they get bigger, they're more bitter and fibrous. So the young leaves, it has vitamins A, C, and K, as well as calcium. If you have the older leaves, the bigger, tougher leaves, they can be boiled in a soup, or a stir fry. Apparently, you can use the seeds. They're very tiny, though, so good luck with that. Tammy says, I did the bee balm in one of those big wood whiskey barrel planters, and when the heads turn to seed, I just help it along and bury them back in the pot. Ooh, I like that system. Scott says, they are difficult to grow. I grew them in Southeast Alaska. It's like this whole level of learning with flowers in general. Thumbs up, fellow gardeners, and show some appreciation for Shawnee Grows. Thank you. Miss Sharon says plantain raw added to salad. Yes. Destiny says, oh, I didn't know about the plantain varieties. Thanks. Yeah, there's broadleaf, and I don't remember any other detail other than that. But I know in my book, I have some books about, again, words. Words are hard. The book's about identifying wild plants, maybe is what it said. It's like a field guide. I can't remember who wrote it. It's over there. We're talking about flowers, Russell. Cucumbers is tomorrow. And in my video on Sunday, we're going to talk about cucumbers, and it depends on the use of them. So I can quickly say, do you want it burpless, no seeds? Do you want it to be able to be eaten as soon as you cut it, so a mini muncher? Are you looking to juice it? Are you looking to pickle it? Those are your factors on length or width. You can't just say one or the other. We need to know a purpose. So like if you give me a purpose, lupins, anyone tried them? Are they easy? Once they get started, they look lovely. Anybody have any ideas on that? Now, it's tricky when something's labeled invasive. It just means it's a strong spreader, right? Native, not native, invasive. All these words are thrown around with things. Lupin Lane, I hear about. I don't believe I have the desire to grow lupins. Are they purple? They might be here in my area. It's a spiky flower, pink, purple, white. Blue bonnet. Full sun. I don't know. Do you see them in bouquets? What is the reason you want to grow a lupin, Destiny? Narrow leaf plantain. I think, yeah. So narrow leaf, broadleaf. The leaves are shaped differently. Richard says to Fox It Outdoors, have a mint plant from a nursery plant planted in front of my gray water tank. It's spreading, but I have not seen the seeds. Jesse, a Rhodesian ridgeback dog, eats it. So Lily says mints are strong spreaders. Yeah, like every part of the root or the stem roots. So like you have a plant of mint and you pull it off the ground, every part of that could root. Like if you were to chop it up and throw it on the ground, now you're going to have all these little baby mint plants. So don't mow it. Pull it and have the root come out with it and then dispose of it or eat it or tea it, make a tea out of it. What I like to do, I have mint in the ground here at this property that I'm going to be leaving. And I've been taking it out as I go, but it'll probably be here forever. And what I do is I strip the leaves off of that stem, get rid of the stem, but I spread the leaves as a ground cover to keep pests away from plants is the idea because it smells strong and it confuses them so they can't find the thing they're trying to eat. Destiny says, saw many lupins in Ontario on our road trip there and fell in love with them. You're right, though. They are spreaders. Yes, yeah. They must have lots of tiny seeds, and that's why they're considered a spreader. Radio Jonesy on tour. Hey, hey, I'm in the car driving and listening. Welcome to the Cut Flower Seed Haul. We're talking about this part of the live. We're talking about things that are probably going to go in my food forest, and we're going to see if we can get them established. They could be used for medicinal reasons or just for fun. So let's open up this next box, shall we? We have bergamot. If you don't know Radio Jonesy, you should check out his channel. He has many channels over in Tasmania. Lamb's ear. Lamb's ear can be used for toilet paper. It's soft and fuzzy. Wormwood has a medical purpose that I don't remember. This one is telling me on the back that it does need to be in the cold for 30 days. Oh no, that's for this seed. Yarrow. Here's the white yarrow. This is the one. This is the one that can be helping you with things medically. I'm not going to say like what. Do your own research, guys. Tooth eggplant. Check that out. Guess what this does? Anybody? What do you think it does? Did anybody answer? Foxit says, oh wait, hold on, missing stuff. Destiny says, great idea about the mint leaves. We'll try that in the garden. Like I said, not the stem, just the leaves. Cliff says to Destiny, I tried lupins. They take about 1 year to get going. Sadly, I lost all my plants during the second year. Oh no. Yes, thank you for sharing Radio Jonesy's link. Radio Jonesy Talk is a great channel. Go check it out. Leave a comment, subscribe, all of the things. I don't know if this is a great guide on medicinal plants. Warning, Russell. Yes, Scott, it numbs your mouth. The tooth eggplant, the flower buds, when you chew on them, it will numb your mouth. Grows your teeth, Anne says. It does not encourage growth. It numbs your mouth for a toothache. Lamb's ear is also edible. People bread it and fry it, and they say it has the consistency of fried fish. Well, that I've never heard. Let's go back to that. I want it because it's fuzzy, and apparently the flower it makes is kind of purple. Woolly betony is another name for this perennial in I don't know what zone. Maybe it'll tell me. It has woolly leaves. It's used in wound care, it says. Okay. Lovage. Oops. Is my next one here. Uses for lovage, guys. Herb. It's like celery, anise, and cumin. Okay. Richard says, I had lupins And when finished flowering, I till them into the ground, natural fertilizer. Interesting. Numb your tooth. That's right, the toothache plant. That's right. Was just being helpful for new teeth. Um, we're not sharks, yeah. So we have to take care of the teeth we have with remineralizing powders and keeping them from sitting in bad drinks. Destiny says, "Ooh, I see lovage coming up." Yes. Okay, it's like celery on steroids. It's so big, really, and it just makes the leaf, right? It doesn't make a stalk. Or is there like a stalk to eat too? Oil of cloves works good for numbing your tooth. Yes, you should dilute it with a carrier oil, or otherwise it burns you. Ask me how I know. Russell, as the night goes on, I feel the need for information about medicinal plants that help liver health. Well, I am so glad you said that. Unfortunately, South Florida Sunshine is not going live after this. That was her topic tonight, was liver health. And I would love for you to grow more plants, especially if it serves a purpose for you in your life, because your garden did excellent this season, 2024 season. And so if you haven't seen Raspberry Rock's container garden at his off-grid cabin, you should check it out. One of his videos talks about it all. I'm sure you'll figure it out. Destiny says to Maureen, I gotta try fried lamb's ear. I had no idea. Wow, thanks. Lovage is mostly like celery, good for soups and things like that. Everybody knows what lovage is. Lovage has long been used, Silly Lily says, used in traditional medicine, particularly as a carminative, digestive, diuretic, expectorant, antispasmodic, and diaphoretic. All right. You can eat the stalks. Okay, it does make a stalk. Anne says, nothing you can do when your body stops taking in calcium and you're not aware of it until it's too late for your health. Side story, I had great teeth my whole life until I breastfed all my children, and then all my teeth failed. I started getting cavities and they started deteriorating and I started having a lot of problems. So I've had a lot of dental work to try and stop the decaying from happening, and I've done all kinds of things. But it's a bummer when your body isn't doing what it is supposed to. I planted the Russell's hybrid mixed colors, Cliff says to Destiny. I don't do YouTube videos, Shawnee. You're crazy. Storms, Rayos, and Cats. I'm going to have to watch the replay so I could take notes. Yeah, everyone, where's your notebook? I'm trying to go slow enough so you guys can look at it, but take your own notes. I will not be providing a list. Unless you want one, we can talk about it. Lemon mint. So again, mint spreads. So at your own risk. I knew someone that planted mint around a pond, and boy, did that take over real quick. I loved it. Milk thistle, dandelion for liver health. Yeah, so dandelion root tea in the morning. I know you don't, because you don't drink coffee. It's caffeine free. It's light coffee. Drink it black. I do it. Milk thistle you can get in a pill form. The stalk is not quite the same as celery, and it's a bit more bitter, but the plant can grow up to 6 feet. 6 feet! So I could use it as a chop and drop. Like if it's that prolific greenery, I could grow a whole bucket of it in the ground, not an actual in a bucket as in measurement, and chop and drop it. Storms, Zeros, and Cats, you always need a pen and paper for Shawnee Grows. The replay is available forever. We have 2 more bins, guys, okay? And then, I don't know, how long? It's been an hour? Oh boy, okay. Hope you're all okay with being here still. Lemon balm makes a fantastic tea. I love it. I kind of want to put this in the ground and let it ride in the food forest area. I want to put it in full sun. It says perennial in zone 4 to 9. Light soil requirements, grow in full sun. Okay, well, that's where I want to stick it. These are going to be mostly herby stuff. This is oregano. I want them to just be making their own little bushes. Parsley, I've got perennialized here at this house, so the next person's going to have some forever. What I do is I let it go to seed in its second year, flower and seed, and it spreads, and I use parsley all the time, but I like it fresh. I don't like having parsley preserved per se. I don't think there's any seeds in this. It's chives. I have chives by some fruit trees in my food forest, and they're supposed to come back. This is another packet of lemon balm. You don't need to see that. Thyme is a wonderful thing. Perennial in zones 5 to 9, so I might be able to get it to stick. So, okay, I was going to say this. With herbs, normally it's in your kitchen garden. It's the garden that's closest to your kitchen back door. So that could be pots on your deck, on your porch. It could be just a little bed off to the side. It could be in your landscaping, but you want them easily accessible. But for me, this is a garden I don't live at. I want to put them in my food forest because I know that ground isn't going to get disturbed. They're going to be able to mature. I would like them to flower. I've never gotten my herbs to flower besides basil. This is chamomile. This is a 6 basil blend. Does it tell me the 6 types? We have cinnamon, Genovese, lemon, lime, large leaf. So large leaf, it's like you could use it as a wrap, like the basil leaf, and stuff it with something and wrap it and eat it like that. Dark opal. Dill. This tetra dill is one that's more ferny, like the leaves, where there is a dill that shoots up that seed head right away. And it depends on, so like the ferny, frony, frilly, leafy dill, I like for a purpose. Salads, dressings. I'm not an egg salad gal, but the stem with the flower head that makes the seed is how I learned how to do all my pickling with that thing. Now you can do both. So like in the beginning, I grew the dill that makes the seed head and that'll spread. I mean, it'll be in your garden forever. So you have to be meticulous about where you put it. But I wanted more of this stuff for like what I said. I've got to get me some lemon balm, says Silly Lily. I've heard such good things about it. It's fantastic. Lemon balm is like mint. It will show up everywhere. I kind of want that. Can I have it everywhere? I would like that very much. Russell says, I wish I could get pizza seeds. I would love to grow a Hawaiian tree, a meat lover's tree, etc. I was shocked to hear you say the other night that you hit the max, the max amount of pineapple on a pizza. I couldn't believe it because I do like pineapple on my pizza. So the thing about a pizza garden is I could create a printable, downloadable PDF guide on how to grow a pizza garden. If you would like that, sound off in the chat and I can get working on that in my free time. Because eventually we will have that available on my website. If you didn't already know, you can join the community at shawneegrows.com. So to show you how to do that, you would go to that website, which there is a link in the description. And then what you're going to see either on your desktop or your mobile is this page here. And then you can read about me if you'd like, but if you scroll down, there's this stay connected with us, enter your email. That's where you enter your email and subscribe. And then you will be able to get all kinds of fun announcements, like when our t-shirts are for sale, because we're working on that. This is what our t-shirts look like. It says Shawnee. Oh, did you see that? It says learn as you grow. Hold on. I was just making sure nothing broke. Nothing broke. There's no glass anywhere or anything. I have a bunch of turtles. Sidebar, I have a collection of turtles that mean stuff to me, which I mean, if you want to go over that one day, we can. But I'm not going to show you that right now. And nothing broke, so we're good. They all have a meaning in a story. So we were talking about pizza, yep, and then lemon balm. In almost all my pots, it spreads via its flowers. I had mint in a pot. This is how the mint got in the damn ground. It was in the pot, and the root snuck out, and it made a home for it. Just little tiny root, and the whole one section up here is mint. So be strategic about where you put your mint family plants, everybody. Anne's talking to Maureen about the chicken. Tammy, I'm still laughing about the background falling. I'm sorry. Inside, I'm giggling. I had it way too close to my chair, clearly. I didn't wake anybody up, though. Oh my goodness. Okay. Tammy says, I grew chamomile. It's so pretty, but I dehydrated it and makes me sneeze, so I was afraid to try it as tea. So when I harvest my chamomile, I just let it sit in a tray out, like air dry. I don't dehydrate it. I just let it air dry. But with any herb and flower, it is good to notice if you're having a reaction, because you might be having a sensitivity to chamomile, and it is scary to ingest something that you have a reaction to. So watch out for that. Silly Lily says, when growing herbs along your foundation creates a microclimate and it's protected from winds. Yeah, so that rock warms up. I'm going to see what else is in here. That rock warms up with the sun and it stores the heat into the night. And that soil is going to be warmer quicker and stay warmer longer. And then, yes, it has wind protection. Destiny says Tetra Dill just added to this year's seed list. Looks great. Yeah. Diva's talking to Anne about the chicken using her legs. Okay. If you haven't seen her video update on the chicken, go ahead, check out her channel when you're done with this live. Lemon balm. Yes to the pizza garden list. All right. Yeah, I can work on that. We can put it on the website. Russell. Kentucky Goblin, what are you doing? How's it going? How's your weather? We're still talking about my seeds here. Check out the website. Yeah, oops. Is this where we got to the my whole background fell down? Oh, what does this say? I have a Biogenvilla? Vilia? It's a big word. Very pretty, but in the wrong place and refuses to die. Removed it and paved over it. The path to my workshop now grows a thorny pink hedge. Ooh. Always read the fine print when you're putting a plant somewhere, right? Russell's still doing links. Okay, basil. This is the purple Petra. This to me is one that would be in a bouquet, right? Not to eat. And so it says on here, your tomato and pasta dishes will look and taste even sweeter with this delicious basil. Perfect for pesto and color in salads. Striking in the flower garden or a bouquet. I could also see this in your own personal salad mix if you are selling or just for your own pleasure. Borage is something I have to get going in the food forest. Now, I think you're supposed to plant it in your tomatoes, but I'm planting it in the food forest because it's supposed to be a perennial. Oh, no, it says annual, but it might self-seed. And then the other thing about this is one part of it is pokey, isn't it? Let's see here. In addition to attracting bees and other beneficial insects, it can be used as a cover crop. Edible, blue, and sometimes pink flowers with a cucumber-like flavor can be used fresh to garnish dips, salads, summer drinks. Candied with sugar. The leaves and stems are also edible. What was I looking for again? Isn't part of this pokey, guys? Like it'll hurt your kids. But yeah, so this would also be cool. A little borage flower, a little purple basil leaf, and then in your salad mix, have different textures. This is a Everleaf Emerald Towers basil. It gets tall, I'm guessing. That's why it's called tower. I don't actually know. And we have a holy basil Tulsi Is this the one that smells like black licorice? There's a basil that's definitely black licoricey. Kentucky Goblin got here just in time to see me knock over my background. Yeah, that's never happened before, so you guys all get to see a wonderful thing. I'm just glad I didn't break anything. Tammy says, I'm sadly allergic to a lot. Oh, you're on steroids from a severe allergic reaction to castor oil? Oh no. I use it every night. I'm so sorry. Now that you know, that's good. Oh, nice. Silly Lily says, purple Petra basil. Note to self, put on list to get. Tibor 101, welcome to the party. I'm laughing because my background fell over because I ran my chair into it. Okay, borage is a little prickly, but it's not dangerous. Okay. What's a Pim's cup? Is that a Canadian thing? Pim's cup? Mike's Chaotic Gardening. Were you here earlier and I missed you? Hello. We're getting to the end of the seed haul. I have one left. One. It's Tulsi that's like licorice? Okay, I thought so. Prickly hairs on the borage. It is good to see everybody in here. Thank you. Kim, welcome. I met you yesterday. Happy weekend. I have a lot going on, but I'm doing good. It's my birthday weekend. I'm going to go live tomorrow night to talk about your brainstorming, you're planning your garden, where do we start, We're going to go over that. And then Sunday, I'm going to release a video about my goals for my garden away from home. And then Monday night, we're going to go live and have a birthday party. So subscribe to get the notifications for all of the fun this weekend. We took the long way home. Hello, good to see you. Do you grow cut flowers? We went through our seed haul. You'll have to catch the replay. Now I'm going through seeds that I have laying around that I want to put in the food forest, because why not? If we can get them perennialized, it's less work for me every year. And we're chit-chatting. Tibor missed the action. I know. Go. Somebody put what was the timestamp? Oh my goodness. Kim's in Canada. Anne's going back to bed. Did you put wood in the stove, Anne? And does your stove have a glass door? I must know. Thank you, Silly Lily. Yeah, Monday is my birthday. Thank you. Pim's Cup is a British drink that they have during Wimbledon. All right. It's very specific. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Appreciate all of that. I feel the energy. Wait, what kind of alcohol for the birthday party? So I've made it 1 year without consuming alcohol, and I don't plan on starting on my birthday, but I do have Woodford Reserve in the cabinet that I haven't touched because that's what I like, but I'm not going to drink it. So what kind of alcohol would you like, Russell? Are you coming to the birthday party? Happy to be here. We took the long way home. We're going to look at some seeds right now. We have mullein. Who knows what? Oh, come on now. Who knows what mulleins for? Let's do a little test. So that's what the flowers look like. I wish it showed the leaves, because the leaves are kind of like the lamb's ear where they're fuzzy, and it can also be used as a toilet paper plant. And I have never successfully grown this, but I do have mullein tea for a reason. We'll see if anybody has an answer. You missed the tree taking over my living room. It's outside. Should I bring it back in? It's alive and everything still. Yeah, it's alive. It's still green. Lung health. Mullein for the lungs. Lungin is for respiratory. We have smart cookies in the crowd. Yeah, I have it for any kind of respiratory condition that I have going on, but I like mixing it with thyme tea. I put both mullein tea and thyme tea packets together, and that's how I drink it. If you have a cough, congestion. There's the 8:32. That can't be right. It just happened. 832 would be the beginning. You mean like subtract 832 from 1014? I don't understand. Math is hard. Mullen for cough. Tammy's got it. Kim goes live every second night. She does diamond, what is it called? Beating? Diamond beating. Silly Lily, expectorant, a substance that thins mucus, phlegm, and makes it easier to cough up. Expectorants help break up mucus to get it out of your system. Yes, that is the Mullen use. And toilet paper plant. Yeah, we're talking about toilet paper again, Randall. Yes, bring it in. It's cold outside. T4. It would be right here, but now I have a fort for my children. Well, at least Shawnee didn't break a lantern globe like Jess. Yeah, Rain Dance Bushcraft, if someone wants to share his channel. Well, Russell, you'd be able to. He goes live every week. Tea is a good drink. He has fun things to talk about over there with bushcraft, bevies, and blades. I think he does grow a garden too, but he doesn't talk about it too much. Yeah, well, that was complicated, Barry. Richard looked it up. Bougainvillea, pink, purple flowers, and thorns. You looked it up or me look it up? Okay, I don't know if this is really Jess's channel. Is this Rain Dance? Somebody tell me if this is Rain Dance Bushcraft or do we need to go get it ourselves? Did I show this yet? This is mugwort. I can type that in, Richard. Just give me a second. Mugwort. Why do I have this? I think it just came in a pack, like a kit, a set. Apparently the plants can get 6 feet tall. So container gardening is recommended because they can spread. So it's like a mint. It says it needs to be in the cold for 30 days. Why do I have this? It's an herb, aromatic, dark green, has a reddish brown flower, medicinal uses. I feel like there was a purpose to this, but I don't know. Yes, well, you are live, and that is the way YouTube does things. Oh, you can't like find the. Okay. Mugwort, we're gathering some little people and heading to Mordor. Huzzah! You have my sword. Okay, what was that plant? Really long. Yeah, this one. What does that mean? I just got a weird message on my screen. Oh, is it because I'm not on the right screen? Okay. Technical difficulties. So this is what Richard's talking about. That plant. Anybody seen this before? The tree is cold. Put it in the fire. Yeah, we use it all year round. Take a little branch. There's actually trimmings in the fire pit because we haven't had a fire, so there's all kinds of stuff to burn. Yeah, subscribe to each other. Oh, Randall has the ring, everybody. For some reason, I have Supertramp on the brain. Oh, precious. Did anybody get Raspberry Rock or Rain Dance Bushcraft? I'm gonna have to go get it for you so we can have more people over there on Tuesdays. However you say that. Salipiglosis, grandiflora mix. It's a delicate flower. It looks like a little pansy flower. Is that rude to say? This is Status and Gumfrina. There's no pictures. It's from Johnny's. This is the holy basil again. We've seen this. Teas and such. Echinacea. This is the purple coneflower. Perennial. Medicinal. I've never tried to do it from seed. I put rooted plants and transplanted them into the butterfly garden, which you'll see in Sunday's video. Peppermint, again, mint, danger, danger. And then fennel. Is that really his link, Russell? Fennel, I do not like, but I have seeds for it. What am I supposed to do with that? Now, okay, actually, there's a tea blend that has, I don't know what in it. I'd have to go get it, but it has fennel in it. I don't know what part, if it's the leaf frony frilly thing or the what do you call the bottom? A bulb? Do you call it a bulb? I don't know. I feel weird without my background though. I feel all exposed. Hold on. All right, we are now into the section of the live where I don't have anything to talk about per se, but we're just going to keep talking to each other. Is that okay with everybody? I want to try and grow some holy basil. Well, do it. Yeah, you can either buy a starter plant or you go from seed after the frost is cleared if you want. Accidentally glued door on wood stove. What? Replacing gasket? Good thing it has a side door. So you were trying to replace the gasket with glue and didn't let it dry and had closed it and it glued itself shut. Oh my goodness. Okay, Russell's probably not posting Raspberry Rock's link like we asked him to, and so warning. I don't know what you're gonna see. Shawnee, you know burning coniferous trees in the fireplace is bad. Yeah, I don't have a fireplace. It's an outside fire pit. And then I put ashes in the compost. It's outside. Public message though for anyone. Wood stove or fireplace. There's like a limit, I think. I don't think you're supposed to burn all 100% coniferous, but I think if you use it for your starter, Tibor and Russell can have a conversation about that. We took the long way home. Just shared this live link on my community page. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. We're going to go live Saturday and Monday as well. I was off for like, I don't know, was it 12 days because I was taking care of my husband. So I had to not be staying up late with all you guys. Your fire pit's outside, Randall. Not in the house. I like 10% of my wood pile to be pine, says Russell. Ooh, this might be actually be Rain Dance Bushcraft from Ms. Sharon. I trust her. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so that's I'm aware of what Russell does and I'm okay with it. Just know that, guys, when you click on Russell. I'm not going to yell at him or anything. Yeah, so I have a goal to be monetized in 2025, and they have a different marker for just to be able to have super chats and stuff versus the full monetization where you get Google AdSense. So we're just working our way up. We're just going to keep sharing things that I want to talk about, like me or not. So how do you fix that? YouTube will tell you probably. We took the long way home. We just bought land in August of last year in Alabama. My husband has been gardening at our home, but I'm trying to learn more in the meantime. Oh, yeah, when you have a whole different space, it's a whole new schedule, right? So tomorrow in our Planning Your Garden Live, we're going to try and go over the questions of, well, how do I get this started? Where does it go? How do I research? Where are links to information to what are tools that I can use to have answers if I don't have a master gardener neighbor from Alabama? So, yeah. Yes. I will just keep being Shawnee and do what I can. I know jack about gardening. Well, it's good to learn new things and to grow something new, to grow every day in every way that you can. I am currently growing indoors, but it's not like a sustainable thing. It's just a little bit of fun since it's too cold outside to grow outside here in Minnesota. And we don't have any snow. If somebody wants to send me some of their snow, I would gladly appreciate that because the next 3 storms that are in the United States are not going to hit Minnesota. So I will not have snow for my birthday, unfortunately, which is a big bummer. Okay, so what did we talk about? Like what you see. Don't forget to subscribe for more gardening chats. Check out the description for all the links. Well, we didn't have any articles, but I have links to the books and the seeds I've talked about. Maybe some supplies I think is in there. There is a link to my website. I'd like you all to be a part of the community. And if I get your email, we can do the newsletter and I can let you know when we have different things pop up. And like I said, join me live Saturday night to talk about brainstorming and planning out your garden year. And there's a special announcement. So tomorrow night. I don't know what time yet. It depends on my life. It's at any time after 9, okay? That's the hard and fast rule. Richard says, taking the kids to the in-laws today. My daughter, 60 birthday, taking a spade to get a medicinal plant. Don't know the English name. All right. No, don't want a shovel. Well, you're fine, Mike. We're not getting any snow anytime soon. Silly Lily says we had a bit of a blizzard today. High winds. We had high winds here. Yeah. Barry says you can have the snow and all the ice from the yard and driveway. Help yourself. Yeah, just send it right over. Randall is very good at growing almost anything. Destiny is sending me the snow right now. Minus 27 Celsius tonight. Yeah, it's going to be by Monday. The high is -5 Fahrenheit. And I was talking about what that is Celsius earlier, but do I remember that number? Nope, I don't. I don't remember. Tammy says no snow, but bitter cold coming in. Yeah, we had a heat wave today. It was 39 Fahrenheit, but it was windy, so it didn't matter. Yeah, Raspberry Rock does videos every week. Silly Lily, her husband has a channel. Is it called It's All About the Soil or Biology of the Soil? Yes, special announcement tomorrow night. Be there. There's Silly Lily's link. Good night, Scott. Yeah, what's your husband's channel's name? Because I don't think I said it right. It's hard to come up with things off the top of your head when you're live for some reason. Okay, so you're in Georgia. We had snow last week, and they're thinking we may have more next week. Yeah, you're in the line of it. It's anywhere from Texas to the Carolinas, that whole southern. All of you can get rain, snow, ice. Destiny Diva wants to know if you're in Canada too. It's all about the biology. That is the name of her husband's channel. They have really good information and interviews. Check them out. If someone could drop a link. Self-reliance is not your channel, Russell. Destiny says, yes, the next province to yours. Tibor says, supposed to get colder than a witch's heart on Monday. Wind chill well below 0. Come on, springtime. Yeah, what's the countdown? I think it's 60 some days, isn't it? I'm not ready for spring. I'm okay with this resting time. Yeah, my self-reliance is Sean James' channel, not Russell's. He's messing with you again. It's all about biology. Okay, this is the medicinal plant, Leonis lonoris. Want to grow it for dad? Very good for blood pressure. Make a tea from the petals of the flower. Yeah, as long as he's not allergic to it. Leonis. Leonoris. Oh, lion's ear. Orange lion's ear. That's what that is. Buttons clicking. Ta-da. It's cool. Oh, it's in the mint family. Broadleaf evergreen shrub. All right. I think I shared everything. Do I feel like I organized my seeds? Yeah. I have to actually read them and figure out what needs to go outside in the cold. Because like I said, I really don't want to start any of these flowers inside. to transplant them out because it's not a big deal. It's not my business to do that. I'd rather have food doing that. We took the long way home. It's going to be raining all weekend, so I may be able to make your live. All right. I hope that we can help you and bring your questions, and we're just going to talk about planting a garden. North, south, or central? I have family central and south. Lion's ear. Wow, thank you. Yeah, that's what it says. That's like the, what do you call that when it's not the Latin name? General name term? Name, layman's name? There's a term for that. It left me. Well, it's been fun. Remember to grow every day in every way and learn as you grow. We're going to do our last little comments of goodbyes, and we're going to close it. We're going to shut it down. We're going to end the live. I have a project I need to work on, and I got to put my thing away that fell down. Common name. That's, yes, Silly Lily. The common name. Thank you so much. Russell's shots. Peace, says Mike's Cat at Gardening. Diva's looking over at We Took the Long Way Home's channel. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you for helping me sort out my cut flower seed haul. I hope to see you all tomorrow. Otherwise, I will see you in replay land. Have a good one. Bye.